everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Anno 1800, the expert campaign. Just want to start off again by saying if you guys haven't joined the Discord, please consider doing so. The link is in the description. If you also want to check out the Instagram, it's there for your viewing pleasure as well. Any form of support that I receive from you all, I truthfully appreciate, because you guys are just making this so much more worthwhile. You know, being able to talk to every single one of you is just a true pleasure and absolute honor. So, we learned a couple things in the previous episode. The first thing being is that the lifestyle needs are very, 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 very important for us to now seriously consider, because we want to boost our population as much as possible, and that our investors are animals because they want us to slaughter a whole bunch of nice little furry creatures, and they want to use their fur for not so nice means. Okay, so that means we have to produce it for them, unfortunately. And then we also need to take a look at other Imperial supply chains, which are struggling a little bit, mostly because we haven't been really paying attention to them too much. We've been focusing on building the capital as much as possible, that we've forgotten where the goods are actually coming from. Not to say there are things that are genuinely struggling. No, I'm talking more like getting some more sugar, for example, so we can bring it over so we have more cognac, you know, stuff like that. So let's just get to work on all those things. Additionally, with that one, we are going to be heading up to the Arctic, so I hope you guys grab your coats, because it's going to get real damn cold. And we need to talk about what's going to happen over there. So we've done a lot of work on the palace itself, on Castra Imperialis. We're planning on filling out this back end, so we want to link up these sections of the palace together. And then I was thinking maybe having a section in the back here, or maybe doing something similar about having like a box over in this corner, because this side is done, the front end is done, this side is done, and the back end is now linked up, which is fantastic. We just still need to get to the other side of the city, and that's the real kicker. We will reach it. I will say, we will be able to reach it once we get all these guys up to, you know, level 4s and 5s, skyscrapers and whatnot. Because we're not more so dealing with the engineers anymore. The engineers are pretty much done, because we got them all up to skyscrapers, so to the amount that we wanted them to be at. The only other thing that I could possibly think of, you know, like in this situation, she does not have the furniture store, which the furniture store, I just don't believe I made one. Well, it's over here. It's just not reaching it to her. Okay, well, that's fine. If it's not reaching at least one, I don't really care. But for the most part, we have everything that they require. And that's really, really nice to see, honestly. But what I want to focus on are these lifestyle needs. Now, the little pills are definitely another area that I need to really buckle down on. And the reason why we actually ran out of the little pills is not only because our population skyrocketed, that's besides the point. It's also a matter of ethanol being sent to Hunt's Hell was not enough, so we were just relying on 3 ethanol factories that were working on the island itself. So Governor Laney has gone ahead and sent over some of his ethanol that he's producing en masse, and we very much appreciate it for you, Governor. Thank you. Along with that, Governor Shadow has decided that he would like to return back to his island of Traxios, but please note, we have decided to elevate him to the rank of Imperial Duke. So let's go ahead and send Duke Shadow back home to Traxios. And as he likes to say, may Neptune guide him. So, he's heading back, and what we need to look at right over here, going over to Hunt's Hell, is we have ethanol that is coming in. We just have the Samson 4, I think, which is one of the smaller airships in the fleet, bringing over the ethanol. And we are producing a lot over here. You know, we're never really fully running out. But what I will probably consider is adding another airship to this route. I actually have one being constructed right now, which is using the helium as opposed to Arctic gas. And we want to make sure we get enough ethanol in here, because I noticed that every single one of these guys were actually just having the red icon above them. These are the only ethanol plants that are here that are working, right? We just need more. So if we look at the warehouse, we'll probably see, yeah, there we go. So the medicine is going up. I like to call it the little pills. So the little pills are going up. which is fantastic. The other thing is that because we're going to need more sugar here, I've actually set the lovely scholars of the Research Institute, which I believe they're actually done with. We're going to change the fertility here from orchids over to sugarcane because I want to actually get some more sugar production out of here. There is just not enough for managing every single one of these chocolate factories, for example, even though we do have sugar coming out of it. The problem with these guys are that there is no set route, like a massive route of chocolate. So these guys are stopping, and because they're stopping, the Charlotte is not capable of producing extra sugar. That's pretty much the long and short of it. Nor can he. You know, these guys need to produce extra sugar and extra goods. We're not doing that because we don't have a stable route. You know what? Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build another one of these things. So I'll set one of them to actually take the chocolate. We'll send it over to, I don't know. We send it over to Rantium or Amaryllis, one of those places. And then the other one is going to be set on the ethanol route, so we just constantly see that grow. Because now, again, we're going down. We don't want to see that. And the good thing is that Governor Laney over here is producing so much ethanol. It's crazy. The only problem is sometimes it does take a while for the goods to actually go in there, but for all intents and purposes, we're always maxed out with ethanol over here. Along with that, if we take a quick look at the old world, everything seems to be going just fine. These guys over here, on the other hand, they lack ethanol as well. But the only way I'm getting ethanol is from these breweries for the most part. Because I have, I think... Who do I have in here? Oh, it's this one. It's the Get Rich Quick volume. And this is also helping out with ethanol being produced for these lacquer, and we need more of this, so we might actually have to massively expand on ethanol production, similar to what we did in the Pride and Peddlers series, which, if you guys haven't checked that out, I would very much appreciate if you take a look at it. I'm really putting a lot of work into that one. I really want to try to get the gold, but I understand, like, if it's definitely not your type of thing with regards to Anno, watching the scenarios, that's totally fine. Just want to mention that it's out there. And this is the problem when it comes to the sugar. There's none actually coming here to Isengard, so we can't produce the cognac. And we all like to have a nice little sip, you know, so we need to get a little bit more. Alrighty. The other thing is that because our investors are absolute animals, we need to come over here to the Arctic. Oh, like I mentioned, that we have to go through every little bit of this stuff, right? And King William Island is probably the place to do it. Now, I completely forgot something, that the fur abundance is also present up here in the Arctic, right? But the cool thing is that this is... I honestly need to do a tier list on all these things, all these DLCs, truly. Because in the guide series, I actually talk about specific DLCs that I think are worthwhile to get. But I honestly consider the Arctic to be probably one of the last ones to get. And I'll talk about it in a second. But I just noticed I didn't look these up at all. But here's the thing, right? So the game will come up with a tooltip from time to time and tell you that the deep gold mines are better than the New World gold mines. I know I've talked about this before. Fun fact, they're not anymore because this area was nerfed. Before, you would have like maybe 2 or 3 of these gold deposits around here, and they would be faster. Yeah, at one point, the Arctic was definitely the place to go when it came to gold. Now it's not. Now, because of the introduction of electricity into the New World, plus the fact that you're not limited to just getting items specific for the Arctic lodges down there, you can massively expand on gold, as Traxios has definitely shown to us, and many other regions across the New World in the Imperium's territory. But the thing about it is, right, when it comes to the prime hunting cabin, on the other hand, it is indeed significantly better, right? Look at that, 15 seconds for some furs. That is a lot of fur, okay? And yes, I know I haven't done the ethanol route yet. I will eventually. The other thing is that the bear hunting cabin comes from here as well. And our investors want bear fur too. And that's fine. So we're probably going to see this population fluctuate a little bit because I only brought in a decent, like a little chunk of bear fur that I had just stockpiled on Cape Polaris over there. So what we're going to work on today is we're going to get the bear hunting cabins up and running. We're also going to get the prime hunting cabins up and running. And both these are going to need explorers. Well, we have 290 of them, so I think it should be fine. There are also some cool people that we can potentially recruit as far as the research institute is concerned. But I was taking a look at them. Let's look at the bear hunting cabin really quick. Patrick also did mention something with regards to the tourist lady that I'm now reconsidering. You know, I have now that she popped up. I do apologize, ma'am. I do understand that you want to come and see the Empress and I really do apologize for my rudeness before. But you know, when people interrupt me, that's when I have a bit of a problem. So, moving on. The bear hunting cabin and just the hunting cabin, the primal hunting cabin up here is really good for the fact that we can get the bait specialist, the bow of Lenu, I believe that's how you say it, and Toklo, excuse me. And these guys are going to ridiculously boost. Well, I mean, this one's for bear hunting cabin, is it not? So, I mean, maybe, okay, so maybe not him for the last one. Caribou, bear not for even for that one. This one's good for the prime hunting cabin. So does the prime hunting cabin only have the one guy? Yeah, okay, so it's just him. But even so, that's totally fine because you're producing extra goods every 3 cycles. The only problem is we're going to need some beef. Now, how can we get some beef up here? Maybe, hold on, let me head to, not here, good old Ditchwater. Hey, what you got? I think you guys have some beef, right? Do you not? Or did I stop the route? I don't even remember. It's been so long. Yeah, we don't have beef over here. Well, you know what we could do? We can start bringing over Hunt's Hell's chocolate over here. So let's get rid of the chocolate in this spot, and we're instead going to swap it out to the beef. Because I want to start bringing the beef up to the Arctic and give it to those guys, which means I need to actually head to Zerexalon to get another reefer built. Actually, I have one. Great. Hey, I need you to go to Ditchwater, please. Thank you very much. Have a great day. So while this one's in transit and we're waiting for those airships to be built, let's go ahead and unload the Rogue One's complement of steel beams and timber. Now, steel beams are definitely more useful up here, more so because these idiots constantly explode for some reason. But timber is not. Cold Harbor, excuse me, has been just constantly churning out timber. So I'm going to go over here and get a whole bunch more. We also do have a very stable coal route over here, so I'm very, very pleased about that. And let's go ahead and immediately link this up. Now, these guys are going to need to have the heating requirement, I would imagine. But I definitely need to put an Arctic Lodge around here so we can make sure we get the best possible, you know, location out of these guys. Let's try to put this like maybe right over here to start. And again, influence, lovely, love to see it. How far you're gonna go? Oh, okay, I mean, that's not bad. Let's start. We have the bear abundance already here, so let's go ahead and put this thing like right about here. And we'll go right here. So this guy, yeah, okay, so we definitely do need that. Let me check with the Inuits up here, because they might already have the items, and I won't need to go and physically get them. More than likely. Oh, dude, I freaked out when I saw the narwhal for the first time. I love that thing. Okay, so there's the bait specialist, and there's the bow. Okay, we don't need to go back. That's totally fine. That is totally fine. Alrighty, where is the Rogue One? Actually, we are good with that, champ. Can you head over here, please? And what we want to do is we want to try to pre-plan a little bit on the top here. So I think what we can do is we can go ahead and probably put this guy like right over here along the road. And it's not affecting that one, and this one's still at 100. Problem is, it's just the heat requirement, unfortunately. So don't really worry about it becoming 98% with this. What we're going to do is we're going to build some additional heaters over in this corner, and that'll definitely help out. And I want to swap out the gold ore here because I don't quite frankly care about the gold ore anymore. I want to get the bear fur. Now, I thought this guy actually sold bear fur, does he not? He does have some bear fur. So if I'm in a pinch or in a little bit of a bind, I can always go and buy some more from him, or just have a route set from this guy all the way down to Rantium, but that would take forever. That would take actually forever. I don't really know who would be faster to bring that down, an airship or one of my reefers. I truthfully don't know. But it's crazy to see how much this campaign has dominated this world. Isn't it crazy? All right, let's go ahead and get him. We're also going to need to get that one. Okay, let's trade. And then there is one other guy. And hopefully, I really do not care about money. You know, we can constantly spin until we get what we need. Another purple dude. It was Toklo, if I remember correctly. Toklo. Hey, the cool mammoth. Manny the Moody Mammoth. Damn it. I really don't want to, like, actually go and research him, because then I actually have to transport him up here. Because that thing's only for airmail. There's the bait specialist. I might as well get another one of him. Oh, I saw the bow. I should have gotten the bow. No, not for that. Maybe we're gonna have to wait a hot minute for the bow. Or the Toklo guy. Or I could just save us some time and just go ahead and... Let's just re-roll until we fill this thing out. Because we need to get as many of these as possible. We don't need that. Don't need that. This guy is the most insane specialist of this game. 100%. I mean, he's expensive as hell. And I really wish you could optimize the Arctic a little bit further. Because if that were the case, you would be pumping out Arctic gas out of here like no tomorrow. Archie would be really damn... He'd be jealous. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be getting this guy. We might have to, like, manually research him. Gonna do it a little bit more, yeah. It's more the bait specialist and the bow that we're finding. We can always wait for the restock, but at the same time, I'm very impatient. So let's go ahead and take these over to King William Island. And then over here with the Research Institute, I need to get Toklo, the trapper. Yep, you're definitely going to be worthwhile. So I'll get 3 to start off. Probably going to have to send the rogue one back at some point. What I'll do is I'll go and I'll take all of Cold Harbor's timber supply, so I won't have to worry about that for a while. And then I can work on stuff up here while the airship goes to and from. Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. This heater, for some reason, I don't know. Well, actually, I do know why it's here. I did build it because we did have some industry in this corner, but we don't need it anymore. There's nothing happening in this corner, so that's going to save us on some resources, and that's fantastic. Another flu? What's your problem? Oh, well, yeah, that's definitely an issue. How come we're running out of parkas? I thought there was parkas happening over here. What the hell? And coffee and schnapps. Ooh. Okay. Well, whatever. Deal with it. I thought you guys had some. Where the parkas at? What the hell are these? Oh, there's just sleeping bag factories. Ooh. Oh, okay. Well, I completely forgot about that, didn't I? Well, getting sick builds your immune system, so deal with it. It's not like it's terrible, okay? Like, they'll get cold for a little while, they get sick, they'll be better. But at the same time, it is bothering me, so I kind of want to fix the situation. How do we actually... Where can I get schnapps and coffee from at this point? Like, is Huntsville even producing enough coffee for that? I don't think so. Oh, I got my airship, okay. So, Godspeed 5. You know what? How much coffee do we have in here? Probably not a lot. Where is all the coffee going, then? What the... Okay, hold on. I gotta check my routes. What the hell is going on? There's just no coffee going up there, period. How did I make... What? I bamboozled my own self. That's some... Okay, well, apparently... No, I'll tell you where the coffee is going. The coffee is going to every single one of the sites. That's why we haven't had a flu or anything happen over there. But the coffee is not going towards King William Island at all. That's terrible. Okay, I'm embarrassed. Let me fix that really quick. I don't even have enough helium. Well, here's the deal. You guys are not fast on open seas travel. Well, okay, here's the thing. Let me actually head over to Zerexalon. I know I'm kind of doubling back a little bit too much. I'm gonna get a reefer. Reefer's gonna send some coffee up there. It'll be fine. Okay, New World, this is what I wanted to check first. How are we doing on the pills? Should have a lot more pills. Yeah, it's going up. I think it should be fine. It's gonna stabilize relatively soon-ish. I don't need to pay attention to it too much, but it's fine. All right, so wrong one. Creating route with the Godspeed 5 with New World. Okay, Hunt's Hell. Thank you very much. I need you to take chocolate over to Ditchwater, please. Good to see Ditchwater being brought back into the mix here. All right, and you are going to go to New World Transports. Thank you very much. Perfect. So back to the Arctic. We're getting Tuklar right now, and we'll get this situation under control. Schnapps should also be coming up here at some point. I think there are some at Ditchwater, but I'm not entirely certain. That I'm not as worried about, because I can get Schnapps like nothing. But what I am worried about is the fact that I didn't even send up coffee here. Okay, I think I know what I did. I pretty much said, screw it, I'm just going to focus on the sites because I completely have no interest in the islands themselves. That is what I probably said, or thought of, not actually verbally said. That's different. And you don't have any other ones besides the airmail sorting, so I have to manually go and get the Toklo guy and bring him up here. That's great. Okay, so I need another heater over in this corner, and this is probably not optimal heating placement, but I think this should just be sufficient enough. And we're gonna need a warehouse around here anyway, so I'm gonna put one up here. And I think what I will do is I'm just gonna blueprint these guys from now, because once we actually put the specialist in here, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that right now. I don't have Toklo in here, do I? No, I don't. Okay, so we need the base specialist first, so these guys are going to stop right now. Then we're also going to use the Bow of Lonu. So that just brought it out to a minute 12. It's still slow as hell, man. It's so bad. I hate it when a production chain is this slow. And I have to really mass produce on this, which makes it worse. But the prime hunting cabin, on the other hand, I can just go to town on that one. Okay, Cape Trelawney, go to UNRM, please. We need to get that stuff right now. So with forest density, right? Is that what Toklo also provides? What does he do again? So he doesn't do anything with force density. He just improves productivity. Let me see if Old Nate also has some stuff. Because if he has anything for the Arctic lodges, it might be okay. Ranger Station, all Arctic production. So the music box is fine. The heater, not so much. Don't care about that. Oil lamp factory, instead of brass, the building processes copper. Not bad. Don't care about the outdoorsy grill. Lumberjack, and okay, produces schnapps. This one is probably not a bad idea to have over there on Cold Harbor, if I'm being honest with you. To get some schnapps up here. That's useless. Renson to provide bonus income. Okay, so that's for the technicians. Don't really need that. Arctic gas mine, don't need that. The coffee thing. Technician shelter. Yeah. Not really. And these are trade union items, so I can't even use them up here. I mean, that's actually not bad. I kind of... 1 in 25 with cigar usage. That's funny. All mountain mines. This one's really powerful. And obviously crop farms, but we don't need that. And then I don't really care for these. I'll probably have to focus on them later. So we need to make sure that our ship brings up some beef in order for these guys to function. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and pre-plan where I want the other ones to be. So this will be at 100 right over here, but that's also impacting its force density. I actually do not know whether a heater will make it all the way back here, but we'll find out. This one is still in range. It's still 100%, so I'll put that there. And this one can go all the way to like here, and it's not going to bother that one. Let's see about the heater. We might actually have to move this thing a little bit. This one will be fine. That I know. This one will be sus. That's not good. This one should be fine. Yeah, I will actually put it from here. I'm going to move the heater. Let's see if there's a spot that I can put all three of these. No. So that sucks. If I put it in the middle, that'll probably be better. So I'm going to plop this bad boy down right over here. right? And then I'll connect one to here. So wait, I'll make the road a little bit better. There we go. So now they're connected. I say that in air quotes. And then we will have a road connection. Fix this one. A road connection here, so we'll deliver that to the warehouse that's over here. I'll probably move the warehouse and put it down like maybe here. As long as it's not impacting this one, I think I should be okay with that. Oh, and it also does, you know what? It's important for this thing to be able to reach a warehouse, you know? Because we have to... What the hell am I doing? There we go. Awesome. My mouse is just killing me. All right, build that, and then we're gonna build that. So now all these guys should have heat to them, right? You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and build all these guys. I just want to see, because they're still gonna have to have the productivity, like the functionality around it, right? They're not doing anything because there's just literally nothing for them to produce. So let me head over to the old world really fast, and you have actually arrived, but has the beef been imported quite yet? It has not. How long are we gonna need to wait for this guy? Minute 30? Not too bad. Head back over to the new world, please. We got the Seahorse 3, and what I want to do here is go to new only and find that ethanol route. Apparently that ship was destroyed. I don't know how the hell that happened. Let's get this one. Okay, we're gonna get the Samson 6 off of this and put the Seahorse 3 so we can get a lot more ethanol in here. That'll be really fantastic. And then where is the Samson? There's right here. Okay, so it just now arrived, so it doesn't have anything. There's some more pills going out. Let's take a look-see. Yeah, I think we're gonna actually need to build like maybe 1 or 2 more of these. Yeah, I think we should do that. Do we have room in here? Yeah, let's build another one. There's the first guy researched. It's kind of getting a little congested in here, and I don't particularly like it. But at the same time, I don't know what the hell else, where the hell else to put anything. So over here, I'm going to get rid of these guys. And what I'm going to do is go over to the rum chain. I do not like those sounds in my ears right now. I'm going to zoom out, please. Thank you. I'm going to build a series of sugarcane farms because we're going to need a lot of sugarcane. Make it look all nice and pretty. Nice. And with sugarcane actually being produced here as well, that's going to drastically help out with the sugar factories themselves because it's just literally right here. We're more than likely going to get a little bit more actually produced than we need, but at the same time I'm totally fine with overproducing on crops. They're easy to manage, and if I need to shut them down really fast, I can just do that. And perfect placement. All right, so we have our sugarcane right over here. We're definitely going to get enough fertilizer and fuel for all of this, so that's fine. And if we take a look at the values, if we look at sugarcane, I want to imagine that we're probably going to get pretty damn close to getting this actually sorted. They don't have what they need at the moment. They're going to still need to get the fuel and whatnot from the fuel station. That's the oil refinery. Where's the fuel station? Oh, they're coming. Okay, that's great. They're also on the way. All right. Where's the fertilizer? Oh, they're coming out from here. Wonderful. And that's plenty of ethanol in here. How many pills are we actually producing per minute? I never really checked that. Where the pills at? 21 pills per minute. That's pretty substantial. Because we have everything else they need. That's the wrong one. We have everything else they need. We have plenty of herbs. We have plenty of orchids. These things are just like constantly being pumped out of nowhere. But the other stuff, the ethanol was always a problem because I never really went ahead and made it, you know? That was always the issue. All right, so now that we have some of these sugar factories actually, or sugar plantations run, okay, so it's at 23. I think that's even going to go higher. I know we're getting some imports in here, but I'm not sure from where. Let me look. See, this is a problem. When you don't pay attention to these things, this is missing goods. Where are you getting it from? Okay, we should have a lot of fertilizer here, do we? Are we exporting it? Could be exporting it, probably. Yeah, we don't have a lot. Because these guys are always full up with freaking alpaca wool, so these guys aren't producing anything. You know what I'm gonna do? Samson 6, you're gonna do me a favor, actually. We're gonna sell them. Where is the alpaca wool? Because we'll get a whole bunch. I need more fertilizer. I can't see it. Alpaca, 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 alpaca. You know what? Wool. Boom. Alright, perfect. So we'll set that to new only. It's going to start trading some of the excess alpaca wool that we have over here. Pride and Peddlers has taught me a lot, okay? All I'm saying is, it is a fantastic scenario. It is hard, but it has taught me a lot about managing these chains and whatnot. So we get more fertilizer from out of here. And I know I'm going back to the production more. So yeah, 3 farms. We're producing 40. We're in deficit by 4. I want to imagine we can probably get rid of one of the coffee because they're just full up always, and we're producing extra coffee beans a lot. So I'm just going to get rid of this one, and I'll replace it with a sugarcane. And we've got a fertilizer silo over here as well. And we'll just fill this all out. Make it look nice and pretty. All right, perfect. So now I know we're producing enough sugarcane over here for a good long while. We can probably even put one in the back here, I think. Yeah, we probably can. And we should be pretty solid when it comes to that. Hopefully, I think we're going to have to actually build more of the sugar refineries, though. That way we can export it back over to Isengard and get cognac production back up and running. So that's that. Heading back over to Cape Trelawney now. I'm going to UNRM. Hello, Alicia. I need to get Toklo from you. And there he is. Thank you. And because we only need the one right now, I want to get the bear fur at least started up. How long is it going to take for the other guy? Yeah, he's going to take a hot minute. Let's go ahead and take him back up to King William Island. And we'll start it up from there. This was by far, you know what? I have to say this. When I was building the Scholar Island, there was a time before that, and there are a lot of new people to the channel. At the time of this recording, there's actually 1,630 Rantians, which is fantastic. Thank you all so very much. There was a time before UNRM was actually being built that the expert campaign was actually not doing so well. Truthfully, I'm very transparent with you guys, so I will mention this. The numbers were not great. They were on the lower end, so I was getting concerned. But when UNRM's concept came up, I don't know what happened, but like the video started to skyrocket. For me, skyrocketing is around 500 views, 500 to some of my videos actually have up to 1,000. My very first Anno video has 11,400 views. That's insane. I don't know what the hell. The algorithm loved me with that one. I think it's almost, I'm rounding it up a little bit. I think it's like 11,376 last time I checked it. So really, really cool. So back over to the Arctic. Yeah, so we have some bear fur, but we're still waiting on the other stuff. So what we can do is we can also go up here and start pre-planning where we want the other hunting cabins to be. And we can have one probably be like right over here because it is pretty decent with regards to the land. And we're definitely going to need some more of the bear hunting cabins, that's for sure. So, what? It's impacting this? Yeah, what about this guy? Still going to impact it. Why you got to do this to me? Really? Yeah, I got my other ship built. I might have to pre-plan this a little bit better. I want to see how well these guys actually function. So more than likely, What's His Nut has actually arrived in here, and he's probably brought the... he's departing now, so I should have the beef in here. There it is. Okay, so what's your name? Castaway 4? Okay, I don't even know the names of my ships anymore. So we're going to get a whole bunch of the beef, and this has to be a constant route now. And we're going to bring it up to... that's like 4 King William Island. I constantly get those two mixed up. And we put it to freezing our nuts off smile. And now that's going to get started, and that's going to be fantastic. So actually, let's go ahead and try to pre-plan where we want what. So King William Island's position is weird. I don't like this bend. It's just not going to be fun to put down much more of these guys. And clearly, this is too close for that. So more than likely, I'm going to have to build this even further out here. So like maybe out here is the best location for that one. And then following this, this one is probably the next best spot, honestly. And then you would be on the sus. What the hell? Really? Or do I not have a fire station around it? Are you mobilize, please? And thank you for reminding me again of my failed storyline. Really appreciate it. Love that there's a freaking burnt building. If you guys are curious what Eldritch looks like at the dark, let me show you. Very spoopy scary. It's a nice pack. I kind of like this one because it changes the buildings for the workers and the artisans. And it actually, like, in the daytime, it is a very nice looking building too. I like it. Okay, can I rebuild this thing yet? I want to at least rebuild it before I have to leave. So I know there shouldn't be any other ones that, like, completely burn to a crisp. All right, thank you. Back to the Arctic. So yeah, that's where I'm thinking. Back in the day, this is actually where another one of the gold mines were. So you can actually see the outline. It must have caved in or something like that. I think that's the way they went about it. It looks like an avalanche came down and there was a cave in. Over here on Cape Polaris, the territory is so congested. I'm not even going to bother with this one, actually. That's Site 2. Cold Harbor, nothing really. Port Defiant does actually have the capability of doing something as far as fur production is concerned. We do have fur abundance over here, so you know what? I'm going to actually start this up. It sucks that you have to actually put everything to a damn heater, though. That's something that always ticked me off with regards to the Arctic. Build the prime hunting cabin. That is connected, so that's good. We have a lot more technicians than we need. Probably gonna need to get some more explorers. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's build some more here. We don't even have enough timber. Okay, so I have to bring more in. We can downgrade, I think. That way at least we get something started. There we go. How many do you need for this? I think it's 30. You need 40. Okay, cool. Yeah, look how... that is ridiculous. 12 seconds for some fur. This is at 100 right here, and it's still within range of that Arctic Lodge that has the music box in it. Let's go. Build this guy too. We need some timber. Do I have my airship up here? Yeah, you do. All right. I'm going to go over to Cold Harbor, get some more of their timber, and then send it over there. And hopefully the Castaway 5, or whatever the hell its name, is going to get up here soon. You can see these things actually work. And Toklo is right here. So these guys should be producing some bear fur at 1 minute and 10 seconds each, with some additional goods thrown into the mix here. So 1 in every 3 will get some more bear fur. That's pretty good. And the productivity bonus, this one is just reducing the forest density, so it's pretty decent. Which one are you? That's Argo. But this one, goose feathers, I don't know. I might actually investigate more music box, honestly. I think that might be a little bit better. 1 minute and 12 seconds sucks. How are we looking over here in Rantium anyway for the bear fur that we have? It's probably all gone. Yeah, I think it's all gone. Let's see. Bear fur. Be at the bottom. Yeah, it's gone. Bear fur is gone, but I don't think the other fur is. I think the other fur is just fine. Yeah. So bear fur is gonna be hell in order to provide it to them. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to be worthwhile once the chain actually gets set up. And once we have a lot of, fur coming from the Arctic, then we won't have to worry about a route being held up in the docklands for this. How much do they actually go through? Okay. I think I passed it. 22. Okay. That should be relatively decent to manage. And the same goes with regards to the bear fur. We're just going to need multiple islands in order to do that. So out of curiosity, I'm gonna get rid of these ones. Actually, Arctic gas is probably gonna be necessary. And we're the set a. I think I did set a minimum for this. Why did I put 2 there? Trying to find what the hell this thing is. So there's a minimum stock of 10, so they'll never run out here. Okay, that's good. I need to get the... Where's the Arctic gas again? Arctic gas. Okay, put Arctic gas over here, and then furs. I put it in the same spot. I don't care. So how much are we producing here with regards to the fur? This is 5 itself, and we need 22. 5 out of that one? Are you serious? That's crazy. I need more timber. Actually, take all of it. You don't need it here at all. My ship arrived yet? Nice. Okay, it did. Awesome. So these guys are going to be picking up the beef, and we're going to be putting it into the hunting cabins now. I might get rid of this. Well, no, I can't, because then they won't actually have a way to get through. Let's see how well this is going to be. Okay, so that's at 54 seconds. That's better. That's significantly better than a minute 12. And that's all based off of these really cool specialists, which you can find here in the Arctic, where you can go ahead and research. Which I went with the latter for the last guy. So now all of them are going to be getting the beef, and now every single one of them are going to be producing a decent amount of fur every minute, which should be okay-ish. Let's see. It'll go up to 6, so we need a lot more. I have a feeling all these guys just have to be bear hunting cabins up here. And then this one should be enough, maybe, possibly, for the entirety of Rantium at the moment. But we need some more of the explorers. I do not need all these technicians. One thing that sucks with the Arctic, I think this is... Okay, let me be very frank here. The reason why I don't like the Arctic, and I think it's probably the most difficult region, is because this area is an absolute resource suck, okay? There are so much pre-planning you have to do in order to get everything running up here. It's insane. You need to have stable routes coming in from the New World, from the Old World. You need to make sure that you have... Because they constantly get sick. These people are so freaking finicky. With the chili requirement, you know, this whole thing... because they don't have coffee over here, this being chilly, they're constantly going to get sick. It does not matter that they have sleeping bags and they have heat. If you go above to this line, you know, right, it's actually going to be the time that they'll never ever get sick. That's a cool mechanic, I think, but it sparks way, way too fast. It's crazy. And the fact that you're going to have to, like, for example, parkas, never going to be doing that. Schnapps need to come in from the New World, coffee from the Old World. I said that completely backwards. Schnapps, Old World, coffee, New World. Speaking of which, I have not had my coffee, and I've constantly said this. I should never record without drinking my coffee. Write it down. But yeah, the region altogether, there's not a real incentive to come up here anymore, unless... Well, okay, let me put it this way. So, if you have base game, and you're not playing this with mods... you really, really, really want to extract Arctic gas, then yes, it is worthwhile to actually come up here and make these the glacier sites to extract a whole bunch of Arctic gas as much as possible. But if you're using mods, and I actually have a mod set in the list to generate natural gas, without having to come up here, there's absolutely no purpose. That, and the fact that, going up into here to get scrap, to bring it over to this guy to get all the stuff that you need here is insane. Now, I actually have a mod enabled for this one as well. You guys didn't know about this. That drastically reduces the amount of Arctic scrap you actually need in order to make one of these items. Because this one, the gritty gas extractor, it needs 100. And you might be only like going through that big ass, excuse the language, I get tilted sometimes, through this area, and it constantly regenerates the fog of war. Constantly. It never fully goes away. So you're just going to be going up here and clicking and moving and doing all this stuff, and you'll never, ever, ever, for like at least I don't know. One time I tried it way back. It took me about 30, 40 minutes to get enough for one gritty gas extractor. That's ridiculous. So now we're producing 10 per minute for sure, because of the music box over here. So the music box plus the other guy, the bait specialist, is going to make these things ridiculously fast. So Port Defiant can actually be that one place that has the fur abundance need coming out for Rantium, I think, is probably a good thing. Apologies, friends. Got a random phone call that came in out of nowhere. That was very important. I definitely could not miss it, so please excuse me. So we are back over here. So I think what we've established is the prime hunting cabins for sure are the prime way of going about this, for sure. And if we look here, 10 per minute, that's already like a little less than half of what we need. And that's coming out from 2 of these guys alone. Granted, it is also being impacted by the music box, so that's also another thing. I can probably try to squeeze another one in here. Thing about it is, right, it's more so this spot that doesn't have enough, like, heat to it, and I'm worried about the population. Let's try to put a couple more of these guys around here and see what happens. I think we can also put, like, a couple over here. Maybe 1 over here and 2 over here. Because that line right there, that's the end of the heating line. We can even probably put 1 guy, like, right here. Okay, I think that's pretty substantial. Let's see, what are you doing over here? Okay, you're just big chilling. Got it. I want to try and put 1 more around here. Is it going to be close enough for the music box? I can move the Arctic Lodge. And you know what? I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do that. Do I actually have steel beams in here, though? And make sure. I don't have any steel beams. Let me grab some steel beams from King William Island. Then I'm going to move the Arctic Lodge further over here because I want to try to get at least 1 more. Whatever, I'll do it. I want to try to at least get 1 more of these guys in here. Plus the music box is going to be fantastic. So I'll just go ahead and delete that right now, considering how that's not even working. Doesn't matter. And build the Arctic Lodge somewhere around here. Yeah, so then it's going to get all 3 of these guys, plus the heater. And yeah, that's all she wrote. Gotta wait for you to actually get over here and get the music box. We might actually have another one stored away in here, don't we? I think I just made enough. Okie dokie. Let me get some of your timber, I guess. Might as well. And then go over here. Where are you going? God dang it. Every time I think like I'm actually doing the right thing. Okay, my game froze for like a millisecond. I'm doing the right thing. It just, the game shows me like, oh, no, you're not. Look how you mess it up constantly. 100 might be overkill. Let's just take 50. And we'll head back over here. Because that's pretty substantial just altogether. Wow. Alright, so where else can I put these guys so they're not impacting one another? This one over here, that's at 90. That's at 100. And it's within range. Yeah, I think the next one has to be here. Let's see, are you going to get enough heat to it? Yeah, perfect. That's pretty cool, guys. Okay, and 1 more should do it, I believe. Right here. And then plus the music box, everything's gonna be fine. What else? I think it was Toklo, wasn't it? Or no, it was the bait specialist. Sorry, the bait specialist. That's the one for the prime hunting cabin. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm just gonna do another. What does hunting cabin even have? Like, is there anything we can bring up to? I just don't think so. It's not for the Arctic Lodge. Yeah, none of these items are gonna work. That's unfortunate. Yeah, so prime hunting cabin, bait specialist. We have enough over there. We'll just keep it because we don't have beef actually coming up here anyway either. And we'll rebuild this Arctic Lodge. have so many stuff in here. First thing is we're going to need the Arctic Gas Expert, and then we're going to get the music box. So now every single one of these guys have the music box set to them. And you know what? Because the bait specialist is actually, it would work with these guys very, very well. Considering how they go through a lot of furs, I think we'll get a decent chunk of bear fur out of here too. So let's go ahead and build that. And I would like to, I think I do have a free ship somewhere. We'll bring a whole bunch. Yeah, the Fear too. So from the old world in Ditchwater, we're going to bring up a whole bunch of beef to this place as well, the Port Defiance. There we go. And we're going to set that to freezing our nuts off smile. And that would mean we actually are going to get some bear fur out of here as well. And that's crazy strong. So let me head over to King William Island now. We have 72 bear fur over here stockpiled. That's fantastic. With just these guys, but they're not working too fast. The cool thing is that the bait specialist every 1 in 3 cycles is going to produce some bear fur for us. But we're going to need to give them the beef, of course. So once we actually get some beef into these guys, then they will also work very well. Now, here's another thing. This whole section up top is primarily set to keep these heaters running. And that sucks, I'll be honest. We can try to find another place to source the coal from. Like, if it was possible to share it amongst, other players and have like a little bit of multiplayer aspect to the game, even though you're in a single, I would have 100% asked Mahai to bring over some coal. The dude is producing like 2,000 coal per minute. Obviously, it's probably with mods, but that is insane. I would definitely appreciate some coal, my guy. Let's get the specialist over here. Thank you. And we'll bring him over here. It's going to be a while before... You know what? Let me actually do this as well. I will bring in some beef too. Bring in about 200. These guys are slower, so I'm not really worried about that. They have 300 in here as well, so that's fine. I want these things to work, and I want them to work fast. So 25% productivity, maintenance costs going up is whatever. I don't really care. That's one thing that I could care less about right now is maintenance costs, because I have so much money coming in anyway. Let's take a look at other production chains across the Imperium really quick. So it looks like this is fantastic, seeing the ethanol go up. How's it looking over here? Perfect. Love to see it. Laney doing an incredible job. Raxus is the enigma of the Imperium, truthfully. And how many pills do we have? Little pills, little pills, little pills, little pills. Where are the pills at? I think they're further up, aren't they? Yeah, it's pretty decent. Okay, that's pretty good. So we're getting some decent amount of pills through here. How's the sugar looking? Sugar is greatly increasing. That's wonderful. Let's actually look at the old world for a moment. I don't think there's any other burnt buildings over here, so that's fine. Are you producing anything? Lovely. Got that sorted. Very, very happy. Very, very happy. And the only other thing is ethanol being brought over here because these guys are constantly stopping. That's the issue. So we need to find a place to source every single one of these, the beer. Because, I mean, Pterodons, they go through beer relatively fast-ish, but it's not fast enough to get constant ethanol out of this. And it's one of every 4, so it's not every cycle that they actually produce some. These guys are producing some ethanol occasionally whenever they're producing some cognac, so that's okay. So maybe we start sourcing some ethanol for Isengard too? I have a feeling we can. I really have a feeling we can. But we need some more helium. And the best place to get the helium is over here with 3 helium pockets. I think... What are you at? What's this one? Oh, well, I mean, if you're not working, then whatever. I'll just tell you to stop. What's this one? That's a bauxite mine. I think I had a helium pocket up here. There it is. Industrial lubricant. Okay, that's what we don't have. That's the one thing. Is that the song for fire? No, that's not the song for fire. Sorry, that just completely cut me off out of nowhere. Industrial lubricant will probably, I guess, Seeing as how no one wants a Venta, I'd probably work on this island myself in downtime, so just we get industrial lubricant out from here. And we'll just bring the workforce in. We'll just have the whole island be for industrial lubricant, because that's really it, right? Where's the helium? Oh, you need fish oil and saltpeter? I guess I can change one of these, can't I? Will it let me to change the saltpeter? No. I'm gonna have to bring in saltpeter from another corner of the Imperium in order to get that going. Or you know what? The helium pockets over here, we might actually be able to do it here. On Pterodons. There's plenty of room. You have any saltpeter here? Salt. Yeah, you're at 900. Okay. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna restart this, because I definitely need to make sure I have enough. How about fish oil? I don't know if you have fish oil. You have 900 fish oil. Okay, but this isn't gonna last too long. Yeah, this isn't gonna last very long. We're gonna have to bring some of that too. And next one, put this like right over here, and then next one would be right here. So we'll produce enough of this. I don't know if it'll be enough for supplying the Arctic sites. It probably would, because it's very fast. 30 seconds as opposed to those ones being over a minute. Yeah, I think we should be okay. And this one's going to get full up relatively quickly because it's 15 seconds. Actually, it's 7 seconds for helium. Yeah, okay, that should be sufficient enough then. That's okay. We'll get that started, and that's another thing that we definitely needed to fix. Just being able to bring the fish oil over here is another matter entirely, because I don't actually have that being produced on Pterodons anymore. I got rid of it because I didn't like the negative attractiveness from it. We definitely need some fertilizer here as well. Well, Solaria probably has a decent amount. Yeah, you do. You definitely do. How about a transport ship? You got a transport ship over here? You know what? I'm gonna do something funny. I'll buy this Gorgon battle cruiser with the regal plating on it. Set you on a trade route. This is how I have to. I have to set my damn trade routes now because I have pirates that constantly go and raid me. And no, I'm not allowing Jean to take back his frickin' island. I'm stubborn as a mule, and I'm not letting that happen. No. End of story. Never talking about it ever. He missed his chance. Many, many times. If he was a decent human being, I would have actually allowed him to remain in peace, because clearly we don't have problems with pirates. We have pirates right over here. There's 2 extravaganza steamers right in here. I'm purchasing both. Wonderful. Hey, you too. You know what? Actually, head over to Pterodons for me. They'll probably be able to use you over there. See? And came in clutch. How come Jean couldn't do that? Why? Because he's an a-hole. That's literally the long and short of it. Back over to the Arctic. 232? Damn. And that's not even with this stuff quite yet. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Alright. Bait specialist. And seconds for fur. With bear fur coming in. I'm gonna cry. This is perfect. This is perfect. They've already produced 2. Watch these guys full up on bear fur faster than the other ones. Let's actually see how much they produce, because if that's the case, screw actually getting bear fur over there. That's 8 per minute, dude. What the hell are you talking about? What the hell? There ain't no way. That's stupid. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Unbelievable. I'll just get a whole bunch of fur. If I overproduce on fur, I'm going to sell it over to the Inuit guy, so I'm constantly overproducing some bear fur. This is ridiculous. I love it. I love that we actually have to take time to do this, because it's always important to make sure every corner of the Imperium is constantly working at maximum efficiency. So, going down the checklist, we need to source another area for the coal over here in Port Defiant. And I don't consider that to be a very difficult task, because I'm pretty sure there are smaller islands around the Imperium that'll definitely be able to help us out with that. Getting the bear fur seems to be the most difficult task, honestly. But the regular fur itself is totally fine. Like we can overproduce on this to no end, right? This is fantastic. So what I'll probably do on the rest of King William Island is not actually focus on the bear fur itself. I'll probably make the prime hunting cabins over here in this corner. Cape Polaris, unfortunately, is just not the place to build any of that stuff. We're already like to the max, so I'm not going to really worry about it too much here. There is this free island that I have to colonize when we do actually have fur abundance over here. So this is actually another good spot, plus a gold deposit that we can definitely utilize for more Arctic gas going forward. And then heading over to the New World, we now have a route that's bringing over a whole bunch of ethanol from Governor Laney's home of Raxus all the way to Hunt's Hell. It did take a bit of a hit, but honestly, it's because it's a full load. This is going to get filled up very, very quickly. And the specialists that we have in here are really good. Specifically, Salvador, we're producing extra goods 1 in every 3 cycles. And these things are working very fast. 8 seconds for ethanol, that thing's always going to be full. So that's really, really good. And we're seeing our value of ethanol actually rise over here. So definitely it's working very well. We're getting our pills back, which they're staying in the 100 and they're staying in between 100 to 200 range. And that's okay. I'm happy about that. Let's go and take a look-see at the capital really quick to see if the engineers actually do have the pills in here again. Go to lifestyle needs. Yep, so they have the pills here as well. That means that we're actually stockpiling a decent amount in here. 91,000 engineer workforce is nutty. Just see how much is actually in the stockpile with the pills. I think I might have actually passed it. I have to look it up there myself. 103. So what we would probably want to do is increase it a little bit more. There we go, 291. So it is going up. There are hospitals around here as well that are also taking advantage of this. So we'll have to get back here at some point to finish out the rest of the build. But getting the furs also up and running is very important. That way we can always make sure that the investors are going to be providing as many people as possible. Because 27 investors per household is crazy. Regarding the delights, this is another matter entirely. Here's what I'm thinking. I already got the achievement for the artistas. What if I just redirect all the perfume efforts over here to Rantium? Reason I say that now that I'm thinking about it. Excuse me one moment while I tell this idiot how to actually write a newspaper. On La Isla, we have been constantly producing perfume. A massive amount of perfume. And we're going over the episode timer just a little bit. But we are at 45 perfume per minute. Okay? Terradonge goes through a lot of perfume. That's no understatement. But they are maxed out with them. It would be nice to see them constantly be maxed out with them. But in comparison, right? This is 63 coins and only 3 artistas. In comparison, the investors would pay less for it, but gain 30 investors out of this. And they would want probably around the same amount of perfume as well. At the moment, they will want 17. 17 and 15. So, and then 20 for the fans. The fans are also, they go through it very fast. It is ridiculous how fast they go through these things. So I'm considering these 3 chains actually be brought up here as well and provided to the people. I think that's probably something that we should consider. It would be a little bit of a massive undertaking, that's for sure. But I think, honestly, I don't know why both of those things are empty of stuff again. I have to look and see what happened again, because we weren't paying attention to it. I think it's definitely possible to do so, and I will probably be working on that between this episode to the next one. So, until next time, my friends, thank you so much. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Lots of busy work. We always have to make sure we take a look-see at every single corner of the Imperium to make sure our enterprise is constantly rising, similar to the channel, which is rising and growing and expanding across our actual world every single day. As always, I really appreciate every single one of you being here and supporting me, rooting me on, all that good stuff. And the typical ending, please consider like, commenting, subscribing, hitting that bell button, sharing it with your friends. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and I'll catch you on the next one, my Rantians.